Hello, pretty mamas. It's me, your cinematics Casanova, Johnny Bravo, and I'm going to see some new film tonight. Uh, Gonna be a big franchise movie this time. Not something new necessarily, but something that you're familiar but probably different. Scream 7, and I have kind of an interesting history with the Scream movies, so we'll see how this one stacks up to the rest. But yeah, there's been a lot of controversy about this one involving the Melissa Barrera situation and everything. And honestly, I considered not even watching this movie because of that. Because I do support what she said, and I think it's bullshit that she got fired. But I thought about something the other day, and that's what convinced me to go see it. Is well, I went to see Scream 6, and Scream 6 had a controversy too about Nev Campbell and, her not being paid the right amount and all that nonsense. So I gave that movie a shot, even though it had controversy going into it. I still enjoyed it. So I mean, I think I'm kind of a hypocrite if I don't do the other way, where Nev Campbell gets another movie, but Melissa Barrera doesn't. I don't like the situation exactly, but I think not covering it would be a mistake, and not just because of content or anything. I am actually a Scream fan, so I want to see what the heck they're gonna do with this one. Of course, in the trailer they had to tease Stu Macher coming back, Matthew Lillard's character from the first one, and the second that I heard that voice, I'm like, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing. I see where you're going with this. I I doubt he's actually in the movie. I think it's going to be a trick of some kind. Hopefully not a trick on the audience, because I think most of us don't actually expect him to be back. But the I think it's going to be, see, Scream 3, they introduced the whole voice changer idea, where it wasn't just the ghost face voice that you could do, but you could mimic anybody, basically. Well, technology's come a long way in 26 years, so I bet it has something to do with mimicking voices, to where you can, you know, whoever's in the ghost face mask and has the voice changer, they're gonna be able to turn into anybody vocally because of it. So we may not just hear Roger L. Jackson's voice playing the killer. They might pretend to be some of the past killers, which they did. There was no secret telling us that, yeah, some of these old Ghostface killers are back for some capacity in this movie, which some of us originally thought it was like a New Nightmare type thing, the way they did that with Freddy, where it's like a super meta movie, and it's like all the original cast comes back, and it's actually the actors in it instead of the characters. But they don't seem to be doing anything that crazy or that interesting, so it's probably just going to be like voice cameos, but which they've done that before. It's no big deal. Yeah, I, I don't know. I've liked all six previous Screams, so I'm probably going to like this one fine, but it doesn't. Yeah, I do have some grievances with it, but I'm gonna judge the movie of its own quality first, and then figure out my feelings after that. But let's go. This is a mystery movie like the other Screams, so let's do some predictions here. So I mentioned the whole voice changer thing. I think that's pretty much a given, because of the cast coming back. Uh, I did see in the cast that I think his name's Asa German or something like that. He's Sam from Gen V. Like, that kid is a very obvious pick for Ghostface, but I think that he's going to be the Kyle Gallner of this movie, where he's a well-known actor that people are going to think is the killer immediately, but it's not going to be him. That's my. It's kind of 50-50, but I think that I'm going to go. I'm going to go red herring on him. Uh, what? See, one of the other things I was thinking earlier today. We haven't had a single killer since the third movie when it was Roman. So I'm kind of wondering if there is just going to be one killer like this, since this new three movies has kind of echoed the first three movies in different ways. So I think that this one's probably going to draw from Scream 3 in certain ways. Probably more than the voice changer. Probably, I don't know. I always thought Scream 3 was interesting because of the single killer idea, but I don't know. I don't know if they'd ever do that again, and if they did do it again, maybe it wouldn't. It would kind of take away from that movie, so maybe they shouldn't do it. These are just thoughts I was having. A big question for me is any of these characters that have come from previous movies that are coming back? There's actually a lot of them this time. Is anyone actually going to die in this? Because I like Scream 6 perfectly fine. I think it had some cool stuff in it. But I really wish that somebody had died in it. Because it felt like everybody, I mean, they got injured pretty badly, but it felt like everybody got off too scot-free with it. And it just, I don't know. Not saying I want these characters to die or anything, but I feel like, the issue of plot armor with characters, I think that the pre-established cast always has a bit of plot armor. Like one of the only times they subverted that was with Scream 5 and Dewey, which a lot of people didn't like, but I was like, well, at least it's different. At least a lot of people called him dying before they saw the movie, but, at least they went for it. At least they tried something. Maybe it didn't work entirely, but at least they tried. That's all I can ask for in a modern film anymore, is just try something a little new, a little different. I understand you gotta do some familiar things if you're in a franchise, but just try not to carbon copy like 90% of the story from other previous stuff. That's all I can ask at this point. And I just hope it's good overall. I know supposedly it's supposed to be Neve Campbell's last movie, so I hope it's good for her, and I think that's cool that they mended things after the Scream 6 situation. So I hope it turns out okay for everybody, and they deliver a good movie. That's what they're trying to do at the end of the day. Obviously, I don't think for 1 millisecond this is going to be the last Scream movie, because all of these movies have made enough money to keep going with the franchise. I know it kind of died out after 4 because it didn't quite perform what they wanted it to do, and that's kind of understandable, just to take a break for a few years between them, which I think is a good idea. Because my concern is that they rush things. Like, I'm surprised that I liked 5 and 6 as much as I did, given how quick the turnaround was after 5 for the success, that they released Scream 6 in less than a year, I think. Maybe right over a year, I think. There's like a year between them anyway. Which, that's really cool if they were able to do that, and I overall think it worked, but if you rush something too much, that always has a risk of making it a bad movie, and that's what I wish we could kind of go back to with movies, to like sequels to things. Is that we just took our time, like they didn't they didn't feel the need to rush them, and like they planned everything out, and they gave them a couple of years to make each of them. I think that's the ideal situation. I understand that it's not going to happen every time, but that would have helped out a lot of movies, like especially the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. Like the fact that they did that, like let's see, yeah, 2 years between each movie. That was insane. And in fact, also the whole no plan thing really screwed them in the end there. But like, I remember the time when I actually waited a few years for a sequel to happen. It doesn't have to happen immediately, you know. Like I understand if that movie's a success, you're gonna prioritize make the sequel, but you should still take your time, make sure it's a good sequel, not just a cash grab. Like, a lot of stuff seems like it is. Man, I think that, you know, from all the faults they have, the prequels in Star Wars, they gave us 3 years between each movie. I think that was a really smart decision. Where it, like, Phantom Menace 1999 comes out, they start making Attack of the Clones. Three years later, up to it comes out. Then another 3 years for Revenge of the Sith in '05. Like, I think everything just needs a little breathing room so that I think it'd stick with people longer if you actually gave things breathing room. I understand that we're in the TikTok era now where everybody's attention spans are getting less and less and less, but you gotta counter program a little bit movies just so to help with attention spans and patience, just learning patience for the audience too. That's definitely a virtue that we need to reinforce for the next generation. But yeah, I going into this one, I don't really have like a I don't have a culprit idea like who it is. I'm kind of just rolling with the punches to see who it ends up being. I don't really have any ideas about that. I just think the guy who plays Sam in Gen V feels like like a really obvious pick to the point that it's like a plant into the cast where it's yeah, everybody's gonna suspect this guy, so we should put him in there just to throw everyone off when it's not him. Which I do like a good red herring. So if that's what they're doing, that's cool. But I don't know. I don't know much about this cast. I know McKenna Grace. I liked her and stuff I've seen her in. I like the kid who plays Sam in Gen V. So I don't have any like reservations about this movie other than like is it good or not. I'm thinking about doing a video, maybe later on in the year, but I did a what if like pitch for Scream 7 where it was actually the Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega sequel. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. I'll just spitball my ideas that I had for that one. But let me know your thoughts on the Scream franchise, what your favorite movie is of them, and just that kind of thing. 'Cause I'm always curious with a fan base, with a series that has a fan base, to figure out what everybody thinks about each installment. I think that if I was to rank them, I would definitely say number one is still the best. I mean, it's kind of hard to top, but that doesn't discount the others exactly. Just that the original was a massive success. Without it, then none of the rest of them would have happened. I think Scream 2 is pretty good. I need to do a rewatch of all of them. I plan on doing that. I meant to do that before this movie came out, but then I guess I forgot. Oh, it's in February, not. I thought it was in March, I think, when I originally saw the trailer for it, but I'm like, okay, it's February, I guess I'll just watch the new one and then rewatch the rest of them at some later point. But yeah, I like Scream 2, from what I remember of it. Scream 3 is a little iffy. Like, it's a strange sequel, but I don't hate it. I think it had some cool ideas in it. The Jay and Silent Bob cameo was weird. I don't think that's ever not going to be weird to me, but I don't know, it's kind of funny. Scream 4, maybe, might be second favorite. I don't know. Like I said, I'll have to rewatch them to reevaluate my feelings because it's been a few years since I've seen them, but I really remember liking it as a reboot of the series, and it is kind of a shame we never got what Wes Craven was going to do after that. Like, I think that was his last film, if I remember right, because he died just a couple years later. But I thought that wasn't a bad movie to go out on. Yeah, the fact that the reboot was actually about on par with the first one, in my opinion, so I thought that was pretty good. Then Scream 5, when that came out 4 years ago now, it's crazy. Uh, I remember seeing the trailer for it, and the trailer was awful. And I because it made it look like the most generic reboot crap you've ever seen. Like a lot of horror reboots don't seem to be very good, so it really seemed like that. So I was like, oh god. But then, I watched I actually had never seen any of the Scream movies before, but when that one came out, it's actually when I watched all the other previous ones. So it was really interesting seeing 5 Scream movies in 1 week, and becoming a Scream fan in 1 week was really an interesting feeling. And I ended up liking it. I mean, it's very derivative of the first movie, but it's done intentionally because they're parodying what Halloween did in 2018. So I think that's perfectly valid as long as you know what you're parodying. As long as you can parody it and parody it well, I think that's perfectly fine. And then 6 was kind of different. It was also derivative, but it was derivative of the second one. But again, that's not exactly a problem with me. But it just, yeah, I get that criticism. Those movies aren't for everybody. Not all the Scream fans like them, so it's fine. Um, maybe Scream 7 maybe it'll be like a bridge, kind of, where, like the old Scream, it'll be something for the older Scream fans that, maybe they didn't jive with the last 2 that well. Maybe they'll like this one a little bit better. Maybe assuming the fans of the last 2 that actually see this movie that aren't protesting it. If you are protesting it, that's fine. Don't judge you for that. But like I was saying earlier, I think I'd be a giant hypocrite if I didn't see it, despite the controversy. But we're rolling into the theater, so fingers crossed, hope it's good. We'll see you briefly after the theater and see how it turned out, and see what Johnny thought of it, and see how it stacks up in his opinion. But till then, I'll see you guys later.
I'm gonna burn it all down. This is gonna be fun.
Good evening, praise mamas. It's Johnny Bravo, and I'm back from the movie. And Well, ZBH handed me this note and I wanted to read it to you right quick. I think he's still gathering his thoughts on this movie, but the note simply says, "That sure was a 5 out of 10, huh, Johnny?" So, my understanding, I don't think he liked it. I don't know, I was a little split on it myself. But, yeah, I didn't hate it. But I don't know if I ever want to watch it again. It was cool seeing Nev and Courtney back. That was cool. Seeing a couple of old ghost faces coming back was cool. Not really, but not really back, but just fakey ways of doing it. Gotta say, I think ZBH had a point. I really don't know what to think about this one either. Maybe I'll like it if I watch it again, but I really don't know about this one. It's but certainly something. Had some pretty gnarly deaths, I will say that. It's they didn't cheap out on that part, that's for sure. It didn't seem like there was a whole lot of work put into the characters or writing very much. I mean, I don't mean to insult anybody, but I shouldn't be watching a Scream movie and it just feel generic. That's the problem I'm running into. Why don't y'all let me know what you think in the comments once you've seen it. So, are you going to see it first of all, or are you protesting it? And that, honestly, I'm fine with that. That may even have been the right call, but I wouldn't have known that unless I watched it. Wait, what was that? There's my phone ringing, I think. Hold on. Hello? You're live on the air with Johnny Bravo. Hello, Johnny. Oh, is that's not really Ghostface, is it? Yes, indeed it is. So what did you think of my movie? I don't know, honestly. Mr. Face, I wish I had a more straight answer for you, but I really don't know. Well, it's okay. It's just gotta let it gestate in your mind a little bit. Okay, so is there any particular reason you called me? Or I just wanted to see what your thoughts on my movie were. Uh, did you make the movie? I mean, I know you were in it, but you didn't make the movie, did you? It's always my movie, Johnny. It's always my movie. Right. So, are you just doing a bit, or is this like, are you actually gonna like kill me if I say something negative about the movie? No, I would never do that. That's so petty. Uh, I think Ghostface has killed people for less. You may have a point. I have my bad days. Yeah, don't we all? Don't we all? So what'd you think of the movie? Did you watch it? Yeah, it wasn't my best work, honestly. Um, I don't know if they made the right call with the story or the characters, but I did love all the stunts and the deaths I got to do. Yeah, that was pretty cool, honestly. Jamie had some good actors in there, but it seemed like they got like a scene or two, and then they either disappeared from the movie or they just got murdered. I mean, it is kind of a Scream tradition, don't you think? I mean, yeah, but the movie, the movie didn't have much going for it, Mr. Ghostface. I don't know I don't know what I'm supposed to make of it, honestly. Do you think there'll still be more? Oh, definitely, definitely more. Yep. So are you gonna try to kill me now? Because I mean, I said some positives about your movie. Is that gonna stop you from killing me? No. Hmm. Okay then. Uh, well, folks, tell us what you think of the movie, and I don't know, maybe uh, give me some final rights and comments if Mr. Ghost is gonna actually kill me. Oh, I will. Just not when you expect it. Okay, you know what? This is not cool. Okay, I'm trying to do a show here, and you had to show up, show me up. Whoa, mom, I ain't the only one who's down tonight. Anyway, Mr. Face, you can't just show up on a guy's show and threaten him, and then say you're gonna kill him. Like that's just not done. I thought you said you had seen my movies, Johnny. Uh, I mean, yeah, but this is real life, Mr. Face. You can't just kill your critics who don't like you, don't like something you did. Of course I can, Johnny. What are you talking about? This is the internet, after all. Okay, folks, I'm afraid for my life, and I think I'm just going to drive a little bit faster and try to get away from whatever maniacs call me. I don't even know if that's a real Mr. Ghostface, or if it's like this another guy with a voice changer. Be seeing you soon, Johnny. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, ZBH didn't really like that movie, I don't think. Uh, Even Mr. Ghostface kind of seemed indifferent. Be interested to see what people think of this one, because I don't know if it's going to be real popular or if it's going to be like Scream 3 was back in the day. Honestly, it feels kind of like the Scream 3 of the modern ones. No Jay and Silent Bob, though. That was kind of disappointing. Hmm. Well, I don't know if I have anything else to say. Uh, Characters, honestly, were kind of a flat line to me. That's never been an issue with me in Scream movies. I don't know what's up with that. I mean, the main girl, Sydney's little girl, like, she was like somehow the worst one out of all of them. How'd that happen? I don't blame Miss Bell May, because I don't think it's her fault. I think the writing really let her down. And, like, I guess twins were there for some reason. I didn't quite understand. Like, they mention the stuff that happened in New York, but they don't, like, dwell on it. Which I understand is that's kind of a sore spot given the whole incident with the actress, but like you gotta acknowledge that a little more, I think. I don't know. The movie just felt, despite how violent it was like really safe. Like like the most basic Scream movie you could make in this era. I, I, I don't know. I'm kind of taking kind of talking myself out of ever watching it again, honestly. I, I didn't go in trying to hate it. I didn't go in thinking it would be bad, but I don't know. This one, this one ain't that much fun to talk about. Uh, should I just talk about some other movies that I saw? Since this is kind of a downer. Yeah, yeah. I guess we can do that. So if you're just here for the Scream stuff, I guess you can head out. But thanks for watching or listening or whatever you're doing. Uh, hope I don't die. Like Mr. Ghostface seemed like a very cordial guy, but then he like threatens your life. I know he's a serial killer, but I thought he had some standards. Anyway, maybe I should just quit talking. Period. Because I'm getting a little paranoid, and I think I talk when I'm scared. Maybe I should just quit on my head and try to get home real fast. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Uh, see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed the movie.